Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. Be sure to like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and when you do, hit that notification bell so that every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. I think it's about time. Man, let's get back on track, all right? You know, we do videos. I've done videos about, entertainment and these relationships and how people should act and all that kind of stuff. And I said this wasn't going to be a relationship channel. I promise y'all that, right? So I'm going to try to bring y'all news and stuff you can use, try to help better yourself. This is why it's called a growth network, right? Okay, so let's get into some politics. This article right here that I'm about to go through shows you the propaganda. Shows you how the powers that be, and what's so sad about it. We got people, I'm gonna tell you like this. Eventually, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't know how you're gonna take it how you want to, but eventually we all gotta die. Eventually, the old guard has to give it up to the new guard. So hopefully, enough of us are learning, or educating ourselves, or what you call it, quote unquote, being woke, and seeing this mess for what it is that we call politics, Democratic Party, Republican Party too, but more so the Democratic Party because that's the party that we are supposed to vote for. It's just on GP, just for the hell of it, just because, this is the party of, I don't know what the heck the party is, what the heck the party is for, to tell you the truth. But I came across this article in Black Enterprise, and the reason why I'm doing a video on it is because of the title and how the title is worded to make you feel one way. But when you actually read what was actually said, it's two different things. But it doesn't matter, because the powers that be, they want black people to vote Democrat no matter what. No matter if the Democrats are not giving us anything. And there are plenty of people out there who have stated, and plenty of examples that'll show you that we haven't got any tangibles, and that it's high time that in this era where everything can be seen online, everybody can speak their voice and their truth. It is high time that we get tangibles as quote unquote Black Americans. We see millions upon millions and billions of dollars going to people like Ukrainians who are not even citizens of this country, getting money to help fight a war. We see other ethnic groups getting millions of dollars because, hate bills, getting bills passed, hate bills where they get money, bills being passed to, stop the hate. People that are not even citizens, they're voting to get the right, they're passing laws or legislation so people who are not even citizens can get the right to vote, just so they can vote for a certain group. That's why I take laws with a grain of salt. Now, I'm a law-abiding citizen as much as anybody else. Try to stay out of trouble, pay my taxes, pay my bills, whatever. Live comfortably, try to stay away from riffraff. That's what I do. I worked hard to get to where I'm at, so that's what I do. But laws, they can change it like this. If they want something passed, if the powers that be want something passed, all they gotta do is just go in the room, create a law, have enough people to sign for it, and it's a law. But it seems with us, we gotta think about it. We gotta study stuff like that. And it's and it's just unfair, and it's not right, and finally people are getting fed up. A younger crowd, and I say like me in my 40s, because some people think people in their 40s are part of the old, the old crowd, but not me. I've been seeing this mess since I was young, questioning it since I was young, and now I'm getting older, still questioning it, and I got enough knowledge where we can get these youngins to do right, to pay attention and say, hey, you don't have to vote just because, quote unquote, our people died to vote. You're supposed to vote. The reason you are supposed to vote, let's just put all bullcorn aside, is to get something out of it. Not nothing emotional. That's stupid. If you want something emotional, go in the house and kiss your wife, kiss your husband, go outside, play with your kids, and take pictures. Excuse me, and take pictures and take videos, and look at them shits 10 years from now. But other than that, voting is not supposed to be emotional. Voting, you're supposed to do it because, and I admit, I voted for Obama because, yeah, everybody know why. But once after you done it the first time and you saw that he wasn't doing anything for us, it was like, dude, what the heck? What the heck did I do? You know, doing everything for, past so many LGBTQRS, LMOP laws and and stuff for them, but for some reason, you ask any Black American, quote unquote, you ask them any one of them if they can do anything for us, and they swear it down, they can't do it. Hell, Kamala Harris, they'll say they just blatantly flat out say they won't do it. But yet, we're supposed to vote for people who just sit there and say, hey, we're not doing nothing for Black Americans, we're doing something for everybody else because we all need help. But everybody get the help, but we don't. Or everybody get what they ask for. I want to say, hell, everybody get what they ask for, and we don't. And they come with every excuse why we don't. Well, you didn't come, you didn't go with a plan. Well, Brother Ice Cube did. He had a plan, had a great plan. Him and a few other people, a few other scholars, and smart people, whatever you want to say. They had a plan. Wanted to bring it to the Democrats. Man, they ain't talked to Joe Biden yet. Talked to Donald Trump, and everybody got pissed off about it. But he was trying to talk to everybody because Donald Trump was in power, and then too, you got another guy trying to get in power. So he wants to know what you're gonna do for us if you want our vote. And you had people that crapped on him for that. That's stuff we're talking about. It's like, man, it's time to, dude, like I said, it's time for the old guard to go, for real. And it's time for people to say, hey, everybody, you vote, you're supposed to vote, you're supposed to get something out of your vote. That's why you vote. Not just to say, hey, I want to do what I just want to do what the white man do. Like back when you couldn't eat at the restaurants and you sat at the counter, you let them throw milkshakes and spit on you and stuff like that. And God knows what else they threw at you just so you can sit at their counter for whatever reason. It's because you can't make people like you. You can't change the way people feel about you. But laws and voting show you that you can make them do what you want them to do. So, like I say, you can't, but we want people to like us more. If they like us more, then they'll treat us better. Heck no. You know what I used to tell my kids? Like I said, I'm in rambling, so I'm gonna get in the story, but you know what I used to tell my kids? You ain't gotta like me, but you're gonna respect me and you're gonna do what I tell you to do, or you're gonna suffer the consequences. That's just that's how you gotta look at it with everything. So no, I don't care if I don't care if you like me or not, but if I'm voting, you're either gonna do what I asked you to do, or I'm not gonna vote for you. Period. So again, this propaganda title, it says GOP, out of the blackenterprise.com, it says GOP House candidate Carl Palladino calls Black Americans, quote, dumb, hungry, and conditioned to vote for Democrats. And the way you read that, it says this man called us dumb. That's what's going to get us in an uproar, and that's when emotions come out. We got to vote. Hell, you know what I'm saying? The hell with Donald Trump, stuff like that. But let's read. New York Republican congressional candidate Carl Palladino said Black Americans were kept dumb and hungry, period, so they could be conditioned to vote for the Democratic Party. That is totally different than what the title said. But let me keep going. CNN reports Palladino made the comments on a radio show in 2016 when he was a Buffalo school board member defending himself against allegations that comments he made in the past were racist. That comment is not racist. That comment, if I read this right, and let me keep going, that was not racist. That was true, because we are kept dumb by the Democratic Party. Palladino added he cared about Black people, but they were conditioned to be a base for Democrats. Quote, someday somebody like a Donald Trump, I guess it's 2016, like a Donald Trump is going to come in and force that stuff on them. Okay, and maybe then, okay, we'll get some change because of Black people deserve better. That didn't sound racist to me in that quote. I don't know who this man is. I don't know how he feel about us. He care less. Like I said, I don't care how you feel about me. Because truth be told, if we really hate racists, if we really hate people who don't like us, the majority of the places that you shop, the majority of the places that you work, the majority of the places that you go to, anything that you use, you are purchasing or using stuff, you are making people who can't stand you rich. Period. Now, if you want to change that narrative, just go and buy from your own people. Shop with your own people, live with your own people, treat your own people right. But people don't want to hear that. Because we got to get the Gucci. Ain't nothing wrong with it. No, I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. But I mean, if you want to do that, I mean, if you got the money, you can splurge, whatever. But people saying nothing wrong with Gucci. You know, they want to go to Prada and get Louis Vuitton bags and stuff. The people don't like you. So what I'm saying is, don't half-ass it. Either you want to be against racists, like for real, or you want to be against, or you don't. But don't sit there and try to act like because somebody you think Donald Trump is racist, or you think this guy's racist, now you don't want to vote. But I'd be damned if you don't go to, like I say, Walmart. I don't know, Walmart's racist or not, but you go to, like I say, Gucci or Prada or whatever the case may be, or Nike or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Hill figure when they said, but they'll say, no, we didn't make our clothes for black people. Don't mean that they don't want your money. Or you go to these stores where you know when you walk in, the way they talk to you, or you go buy a house and you can see the way they talk to you, the way they look at you. They don't want you there, but you still want to give them your money and patronize them stores. That's for young kids who don't know better. When you get older, you got to get smarter. You just got to make that sacrifice. But we ain't got people like they had back in the day with the Montgomery bus boycott, when they sat out and didn't ride that bus for like a year and a half, and them white folks got mad to the point that they were like beating up, trying to kill people, trying to make black people ride the bus, and they wouldn't do it. And then in the end, they had to pass laws and let black folks ride the bus anywhere they want to win. The black folks should just bought their own damn bus. And the idea was put out there, and nobody wanted to do it. They wanted to, you know, get in where they fit in. So anyway, let's go back. Quote, they shouldn't be held captive in our inner cities. They shouldn't be held hungry and dumb so as to provide a base for the Democratic Party. That's what's been going on. You can't teach them differently because they've been so conditioned to think that way. And that is so wrong, and I'll fight for that stuff until the day I die. I like what this dude just said. Basically, he's saying, and it's true, that our people have been conditioned to only vote Democrat for whatever reason. Even though you can say the Democratic Party used to be the most racist party back in the day, Republicans are the reason why, you know, you got emancipated. But then for some reason, 50 years ago, it flipped. Whatever. But I know people who just say, I'm going to vote Democrat no matter what because Republicans. But why is there only two parties? You feel me? People are afraid of change. And that's the killer part. Why are there only two parties? You can make parties. Oh, just don't vote. If there ain't nobody, like I say, voting is for you to get something. Not because you're afraid somebody that you don't like gonna get in. That's a popularity contest. That's not what voting's supposed to be. Voting is supposed to dictate the rest of your life, right? So why in the heck are you treating like a popularity contest? Like a freaking Miss USA pageant or something. I don't get it. But like I said, this guy, Palladino, whatever his name is, he is right. You know, I like the way he said that we have been conditioned to only vote Democrat, and that, like I said, you can't teach most of them anything different. He's right. A lot of these folks, I know people say, I'm gonna vote Democrat. I remember talking to an old guy. Well, these two guys were talking at work one time. And I didn't get in the middle because I don't like, getting into conversations. I don't like getting in conversation with people that you can't, you can't change their mind. They won't even listen to reason. They stuck where they at. So you can't, you can't argue with people that just won't be logical. Illogical people. You just can't do it. So it's a waste of time. But anyway, they was talking about politics. This dude said, I'm voting Democrat. Like out the blue, like, really? You're like, why? I said, I am. I'm gonna vote Democrat because I'm a Democrat no matter what. And it's like, conversation over. So yeah, like you said, we are conditioned to just fall in line. I mean, even though you see silly stuff like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris ain't like each other before they became president and vice president. He only picked Kamala Harris for the black vote, but don't nobody want to see that. And Kamala Harris ain't even black American anyway. Why she talking about collard greens and bullcorn like that? But he used her to get that, because like they say, the black woman is a backbone of the Democratic Party. So they got a quote unquote wannabe black woman to be vice president. So you can get the black vote, but then don't do nothing for black people. But nobody see nothing wrong with that. Man, the hell with that. Palladino, a Buffalo-based real estate developer, announced that he was running for a congressional seat vacated by Republican Representative Chris Jacobs shortly after Jacobs announced he would not seek re-election after supporting a federal ban on assault weapons. In a statement, Palladino blasted CNN for taking his words out of context. It is not surprising that CNN is once again taking my comments out of context from years ago. Democrats' policies have failed black voters and taken them for granted, which is why Republicans have a historic opportunity to win huge this November. And they do. Because I know some black people who are going to vote Republican. I am proud of the work I did for the Buffalo schools, turning around an underperforming district and investing in resources in predominantly African-American areas. I'm about to look up his stats and see exactly what he did, because if he's telling the truth, he would get my vote. Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Independent, or whatever party he's part of. If he has put resources in predominantly black schools and made them better, he'd get my vote, period. Like I say, forget a party. Yeah, you don't support a party. You don't claim an oath to a party. You claim oath to a code. You claim oath to constructive behavior. Things that are building, not things that are destroying or keeping you stagnant. Palladino has a history of racist and sexist statements, including saying that he would like to see former First Lady Michelle Obama return to being a male and let loose in the outback of Zimbabwe, where she lives comfortably in a cave with Maxie, the gorilla. Palladino also said he hoped former President Barack Obama would die of mad cow disease. Hey, like I said, you can't make everybody like you. And I might get some flack for this, but no, I can't make you like me. But if he's racist, and if Joe Biden is racist, but this dude is doing something, if I'm voting now, and this guy's doing something to help build schools where my kids go, if that was the case, and this guy ain't doing nothing but, dangling carrots about student loans and dangling carrots about a gas tax, and swear but down he gonna talk to Ice Cube about the plan for Black America, but ain't doing nothing. This racist over here gonna get my vote if I'm voting. I mean, it's just logic. I can't stand, what I'm saying? They both don't like me, but this dude's in power. This dude's gonna do more for me. Be racist over there, give me what I need, and call it, what I'm saying? He could be doing it for political reasons. I don't care, as long as he's doing it. The Republican candidate also called the recent mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde a false flag attack orchestrated to revoke the Second Amendment and take away guns to help Democrats. Palladino initially claimed he did not know how the post got there, but later admitted he carelessly shared the post and deleted his Facebook account. Well, the man's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. See, the thing about politics is politicians are going to say things to appease to their constituents, to make their voters happy, their base happy. When Donald Trump, let's rewind. When Hillary Clinton ran for president, I think against Donald Trump, everybody, all Republicans, all women thought that she was gonna win, right? But then she ended up losing. Now, when you go back and you read the story, it was told that her husband Bill told her. Now she went after a certain voter class. I think it was, I don't know if it was like minorities, black women or something like that. She went out a certain group. The same group that voted for, to help Bill Clinton get in years ago. And he told her, you need to go after the blue collar white worker. Because times have changed, and that's who you need to go after. And she, being the woman that she was, sorry to say, bullheaded, gonna do what she want to do, trying to separate herself from her husband, but trying to do the same thing he did years ago. Said she wasn't gonna do that, messed around and lost the election. But she was placating to a certain group. Donald Trump, a lot of stuff that he said, I don't know if he believe it or not, but I think he just say things just to try to get people on his side and to try to get people to vote for him. Whether he believe it or not, he knows how to pull those strings. Same guy y'all call racist is the same dude that set aside some money and signed an executive order for HBCUs. And people didn't believe he was going to do it. And I put a video out years ago that said, what was it, $4 billion or something, $8 billion? I can't remember what it was. But I said, hey, if y'all want that same amount of money in the next 8 years, all we have to do is this. Every able, quote unquote, black American that is working, you give, what was it, $7. And I said it's just $7. You give $7 to every HBCU in the country, and you can do that once a month, or I think I said like once a month. You find one HBCU, you get, it's like 107 HBCU. You give each one of them $7 a month. Just go down the list. In the end, they will all get the same amount of money, and they will, and that $8 billion, and you will reach the $8 billion goal in 8 years. $4 billion. I forgot how much. I forgot how much it was. If you don't want to rely on Donald Trump because he's so racist. But yet, some of that money that he set aside is being used now. Look at the news, you'll see. But your boy Joe Biden allocating some of that money over to other people like Latinos that's going to school and stuff like that, to more minority schools, which, like I say, include other people but exclude us. But this is what you got to deal with. But like I said, these are things that nobody want to talk about. Nobody want to come, bring it to a head, because I don't know, man, stuck in their ways, or they're just scared that, to tell their mama, tell their dad, tell their grandparents that you was wrong, that the way you believe is not right. Things got to change. Times change. Time comes with change. Change comes with time. Shout out to Big Mike. Something serious. CD. Was it 1994, 94, something like that? But anyway, and that's true. As time changes, you got to change it. You got to change your outlook. Once you see better, once you know better, you got to do better. And like I said, we know the Democratic Party definitely is not trying to do anything to better us. They're trying to keep us right here and keep us going along and not trying to better us. You got Republicans saying, get rid of like the food stamps and the government system, stuff like that. Yeah, I think it should be like a limit. Me personally, I think it should be like a 2-year limit. You file, you sign up for like food stamps and daycare and stuff like that, and insurance. Okay, you got kids, cool. Tell you what, we got 2 years. As a matter of fact, they got programs like this locally, but for some reason the government won't do it. Like they got programs for like single mothers to where they can move into these places, have residence for like a year, 18 months. They'll take some of your paycheck and hold it for you in an account, and you got like 18 months to get your stuff right. And at the end, as long as you don't mess up, you can stay there, do what you got to do. But at the end of the 18 months, when you got to go, it's up to you to make sure your stuff is right. But the government won't do that. And I say, hey, and I've always said 2 years, because I was on food stamps and I had my kids on Medicaid or Medicare, whichever one it is, can't remember. Back in the day, for like a couple years, when I was trying to go through school, get through school. And that was it. And then once I was done with it, got through school and everything they need no more, I'm good. Don't want it. Didn't want it then, but just but needed to do it at the time. Need to do it now because hell, I'm struggling. But while I was using it, I was also moving up. So, and it paid everything that I went through, it paid off. But like I was saying, there should be a limit, 2 years. You apply for it, you get approved. Now you got 2 years to go to school, get you a degree. And a lot of times you can't get a 2-year degree because a lot of people ain't been to school that long. But anyway, get your degree, get your certification, something to where you can go out and make some decent money. You ain't gotta be rich, but a true livable wage, not this $7.50 minimum wage crap they got out here in Texas, thinking you can live off that and apartment's gonna run you. You're gonna need to make at least $21 to be able to afford an apartment. Like seriously. I'm talking about like a livable wage, $17, $20, $21, whatever. And then after your 2 years, you come back and revisit. If you need like a little extension because maybe something happened, we can understand. We'll give you one. You know what I'm saying? We give you like one, what they call that? A mulligan. We give you one extension, but then after that, we come back and visit 6 months. If you ain't got it straight, then you can't get on the program for another 5 years or however many years. Sorry, but you got to make people get off their ass and do work. You got to, because if you don't, they're gonna continue to leech off of you until they can't do it no more. But then they're just gonna find somebody else to do it. But if you put your foot down and say, hey, this is what needs to be done, no matter what, no questions asked, you'd be surprised what people do when they really at their bottom. But anyway, that's all I got, man. Like, tell me what you think about this story. I think it was a great story. Like I said, I mean, what the dude said, I got no problem with what he said. How he feel about me, I don't even care. Like I said, as long as somebody doing right by me, it's like working for somebody. Guaranteed the people you work for can't stand you either. Probably want to fire you. Probably because you don't come to work on time and, always calling in and do half-ass job. They can't stand you, but they pay you a check. They pay, they pay you a check because they need you. I mean, you gotta look at voting the same way, man. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comment below and then share it with the world. With that being said, I'll leave you in peace and I'll see you on the other side.